Have you ever stayed silent even though you knew something was wrong? Maybe you didn't want conflict. Maybe you were afraid of being judged, losing opportunities, or simply standing alone. If that feeling sounds familiar, then On Courage, How to Be a Dissident in an Age of Fear by Julia Angwin is an audiobook you shouldn't overlook. This isn't a book that tells you to become fearless. Instead, it shows you that courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to act despite it. In today's world, it's easier than ever to stay quiet. Social pressure, workplace expectations, online criticism, and fear of consequences often convince us that silence is the safest option. But what happens when staying silent costs us our integrity? Julia Angwin explores this question through powerful real-life stories, thoughtful insights, and practical lessons from people who chose to speak up when it mattered most. From whistleblowers to journalists, activists, and everyday individuals, each story reveals that courage isn't reserved for heroes, it's a choice available to anyone. What makes this audiobook especially powerful is how relatable it feels. You don't need to be leading a movement or making headlines to connect with its message. Whether you're facing difficult conversations at work, standing up for your values, questioning unfair systems, or simply trying to become a stronger version of yourself, this audiobook speaks directly to those moments. Instead of offering empty motivational quotes, it gives you a realistic understanding of fear, why it exists, how it influences our decisions, and how ordinary people learn to overcome it one step at a time. The narration makes these ideas even more engaging. Listening feels less like attending a lecture and more like having an honest conversation with someone who understands the challenges of modern life. Every chapter encourages self-reflection while leaving you with practical ideas you can apply immediately. If you enjoyed books about personal growth, leadership, ethics, psychology, social issues, or developing mental resilience, this audiobook deserves a place in your library. It challenges the way you think about courage and reminds you that small acts of integrity often create the biggest impact. By the time you finish listening, you may not feel fearless, but you'll likely feel more prepared to speak honestly, make difficult decisions, and stand up for what truly matters. Some audiobooks entertain you, others change how you see the world. On Courage has the potential to do both. If this sounds like the kind of audiobook you've been searching for, check the link in the description to start your free audiobook trial and experience On Courage, How to Be a Dissident in an Age of Fear. Sometimes, the most important conversation you'll ever hear is the one that changes your own thinking.